right, guys. So, hey, welcome everyone sticking around this late on a Saturday. Anybody learn anything so far? Just out of curiosity, everybody learn anything interesting? Yes, no, maybe, a little bit. Learned a lot. That's all that matters. Just remember, everyone, the greatest thing about coming here is really kind of learning and listening to others presenters, understanding about the different markets and how things work. So what I'm going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to talk about how to successfully day trade for a living. Now, with that said, just want to tell you a little bit about me, and I'm going to teach you some strategies, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is day trading, how it works, why a lot of people, I'm going to tell you the good things, I'm going to tell you the bad things, I'm going to tell you the ugly things, but most importantly, why people still want to do it. So basically, let me just tell you a little history about what I've done over the years, and you'll understand I'm just like you, okay? I'm a human just like you, wanted to do something, no different than anyone wanting to fulfill a career. You just got to take the bull by the horns, and you have to take it and run with it. So I live here in New York. I don't know where's everybody logged in from? I'm just out of curiosity. Where's everybody? It's always great to see where everyone is from all over this world. I've been doing webinars for 25 years, and it's just great to see where people are coming from. India, and Montana. All right, there we go. Welcome. Anyone else? There's got to be more than 2-3 people. Don't let me fall asleep here. We got over almost 200 people here. All right, good. All over the place. All right, New York, good. Virginia, Tampa Bay, Kansas, Florida. Jim, all right, good. I'll be in Florida next week. I'm doing a big presentation for TradeStation at their facility. Australia, see there we go. New Jersey, Juan's right here from Australia. Good. All right, so I'm here from New York, and obviously you all know the reason why I always ask where people are from is because it's important that you know when you have access to an industry in the state that you're in. If you're in California, it's Hollywood or making wine. If it's Texas with oil, if it's in Louisiana, you got the great fishing and everything else down there. Florida, great weather, a little bit of everything. But New York, we're known for the financial district. So the reason why I bring that up is that I was surrounded with great traders, and I was surrounded seeing people making so much money in trading, and I wanted to get into the industry, but I made one of the biggest rookie mistakes, and that's trying to trade on my own. I tried to do it. I said, would I need to take a job and commute back and forth to the city? And it just wasn't really fun at all. I said, well, let me just try it at home, right? Is anyone here, trading from home? Anyone out there doing it from their house? I mean, a lot of us are, right? No one's here working for anyone. Well, let me tell you, this is how I got into it. So I started and I blew up 2 accounts. So that's it. I'm not blowing up my 3rd account. And what I end up doing is I end up taking a job as a trader in the city. And basically, I learned from some of the best traders in the world. But let me tell you something, what I'm about to teach you today. What I'm about to show you is the same exact technology that I was trained 25 years ago. And the thing is, I should have never, ever made my first trade at all. I didn't know there was something called level 3. I didn't know you could actually watch the institutions. I didn't know that you could actually go out there and compete against other traders. I didn't know you could actually be on the same playing field as every market maker out there. I didn't know that. So that is what I'm about to show you. Now, I want you guys to understand, I'm not here to give away a free TV, free computers, free anything. What I'm here to do is I'm going to spark your interest to make you realize that, maybe I need to learn how to do this, and maybe it's not as bad as people think. So what I did is, after being very successful, it took me about 2 years, and what ended up happening is I wanted to go on my own because I didn't like splitting the profits. That was one of the main reasons why I didn't like work for somebody. Think about it. Imagine here I am teaching you guys how to trade, and I says, okay, whatever I teach you is splitting the profits. I'm like, you know what? Sounds like a good deal, but let me try. Maybe I can keep 100% of it. In the beginning, it worked out great, but once you know all the secrets, what do you need them for? So I ended up going on my own, and my mentors taught me something very valuable. They said, Fausto, if you want to be very successful, you have to surround yourself and teach people how to trade with you. You got to trade in the trading community. There's a lot of great technology out there, but at the end of the day, you have to surround yourself with good traders. So I started the original trading room, an online trading room out there in the industry. Did it start 25 years ago? Now, the thing that you have to understand is that to do that successfully, you have to know exactly how to trade successfully. And that's what I want to do today. I want to talk about what is day trading, how we can make a living doing it, why people fail, how to find these stocks to trade in the market, and what in the hell is level 3, that we hear so much about. Because some of us think like, oh, you can't get it. My broker doesn't offer it to me, and that's basically going to change. So with that said, I was listening to a bunch of you chatting, and I listened to the last presenter, and I see that we have so many different people here that are types of traders. So could everyone just give me a chat back? Let me know what kind of trader is everyone. Are you a stock trader, options, Forex, futures, none of the above, just learning? What do you guys, what kind of trading is everybody doing here? Intraday Forex, okay. Napster, okay. Stocks, NP, all right. Anyone else? By the way, guys, don't be shy. No one's going to yell at you or embarrass you. Or let me tell you, one of the biggest things I learned as a trader, if you don't speak, you'll never learn. You got to be, don't be shy. HD does stock trading. Tom does stocks, options, and swing. Jim does some Forex. Sue is a beginner. Okay. All right. No problem. Just want to get to know what kind of traders everybody is. Okay. So what is day trading? So let me explain to you really quick what it's all about, because some people make a big mistake on knowing what the difference is. First of all, day trading is basically profiting from every day's momentum's volatility. Okay. We don't hold positions overnight, and we just trade the momentum of the stock. We specifically trade, like for me, I trade an hour before the market even opens up. And I'm usually done within probably sometimes before the market even is open. If I see something good, I'll trade maybe 30 minutes into the open. That's pretty much it. And then most day traders will just trade the last momentum going into the close, because the goal is we only try to make a day's pay. You have to understand something. Day traders don't care what we trade. We just want to make money. I mean, think about it. You think it's fun to keep talking about, oh, what's Amazon doing? What's Amazon? Oh, what's Facebook options doing? Oh, no, that's not what trading's about. Okay, what trading's about is that there are 25,000 stocks out there that trade every day, and you want to trade something that's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Now, with that, having to know how day trading works, this is basically a couple of tips I want to give you guys to kind of educate you how and what to do when it comes to day trading. First of all, you got to have the right brokerage account, okay? And, it's the first thing people do. They open up a brokerage account. I'll tell you right now, that's the worst thing you do. Why would you want to open up a brokerage account without even knowing that's the kind of market you want to trade? So you got to learn how to trade first, all right? Once you learn how to trade and you find a really good mentor, if it's me for day trading or anyone on swing trading Forex, then you go out there and they'll recommend what's a good broker. And listen, don't ask me, who you recommend, because everybody here is a case-by-case basis. Different people, parts of the world, different, margin requirements, all that stuff. So that's irrelevant right now. With that, you have to have the right setup. And, and when you find that mentor, he's got to teach exactly what's moving and how to have that setup. By knowing how to have that set up, you need to know how to shop for stocks, go out there, find things that are moving, that are going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. What we do in day trading, we usually, like I said, we don't trade all day. We trade mainly in pre-market trading, like to trade before everybody else gets out there. We work on the big percentage gainers and losers. By the way, did you guys see this stock, MBOT, up 238% in one day? KTOV, second biggest percentage gainer in the markets at 153%. I mean, the list goes on and on. Blue Apron, 8th biggest percentage gainer. These are you notice you don't see Facebook, you don't see Apple, you don't see Nvidia, Intel, Starbucks. But some of you be like, okay, what are these? Well, first of all, I can tell you this: they're not penny stocks. Okay, I don't trade penny stocks. I only trade NASDAQ National. But these are stocks that are moving, and all you're looking to do is making a day's pay. Now, why do most traders fail? Okay. Well, first of all, they start mixing their day trading with their swing trading, with their options trading. Let me tell you, I noticed we have some options traders here. Okay. Let me explain something to you. It is 10 times harder to trade options than just to buy the stock. First of all, you got a commission, a big spread, and you got time. Now, you can make a lot of money trading options or swing trading, but let me tell you something. How do you know what options to trade if you don't even know what the stock's doing? You got to be a good stock trader first before you could be a really good options trader. You don't want to be a poor man playing a rich man's game and say, well, I can't afford to trade the stock, so that's why I trade the option. That is a very, very bad situation. Now, another thing people make, they read too many damn books. Listen, you can learn more by risking $50 on a trade than reading in a $50 book. It's a totally different game when you put money on the line, okay? And also, people are always looking for cheap tickets, trying to find the right brokerage firm. You see, what I'm basically trying to tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, is that I know everybody wants to know the strategy of what we do, but before you can even consider it, you got to understand why people are successful and people fail. Trading by yourself, another major problem that people have. They don't realize that they go out there and they're just trying to find that crystal ball. You got to surround yourself with successful traders. And that's what I've done here at CTU. I teach traders how to trade, and we trade together. We're more of like a trading community. Another mistake people make, they don't know how to take a loss. They want to get into a trade. They don't know how to get out of a trade. And by the way, this applies to everything. Listen, when you break through a floor, guys, it's going down to the next floor. Because you got to know how to make quick opportunities when it comes to trading. You got to know how to get in, get out of it. And most importantly, with patience, you have to find the right mentor. And that, I think, is one of the biggest things why you guys are here, is because this is like more of an interview, right? We're not here to just go shop and buy the next crystal ball. You want to hear people. You want to say, okay, what are they teaching me? What's happening? Who's moving? Who's trading? And basically, who's the right fit. But I can tell you this, every single one of you are going to need to buy and learn from more than one mentor, okay? There's no different like going to school. I can tell you this, I hated math, okay? Meanwhile, I'm great in math, but I hated it. But then when I had the right teacher, I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. Why would anyone hate math? And you'd be like, why don't you get it? Well, it's all about having the right mentor. Well, that's that's basically what I do, Dean. I'm actually a tape reader. That's basically what I do, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So now that you know a little bit about the success of trading, why people fail, now let me teach you basically the strategy of what Cyber Trading University does. What we do is follow the market makers. That's what we do. We go out there, we follow the dominating market makers, because what we're trying to do is just make money, right? Look at that picture on the left-hand side. Look at those guys on the floor. Those are the best of the best traders out there. They're there and because they're good at what they do. And that's how they make money. She says, so good to hear. I thought you had to like man to trade. Well, you got to add. You got to be able to add, Sue. So anyway, the thing is this, the whole philosophy of what we teach here is, and what I was trained, by the way, nothing has changed 25 years ago when I first learned, other than, technology, ticket charges went down and all that good stuff, okay? But the thing is, you have to follow the dominating brokerage firms. Now, how do you do that? You basically got to have the right execution system, and you got to have the right tools. That is one of the biggest things that we need to do. So how do we do that? You have to have, it's going to first start off with the different levels of viewing orders. And these are the three separate levels of trading: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Okay, so now let's get right into it and let me teach you how to read the market. Level 1, which everyone has, is basically if you want to get a quote on a stock on Google or your apps on your phone or whatever, that's basically level 1. That's just telling you what the stock is trading at. Okay, you want to tell me what, I don't know, Starbucks is trading, it's trading at like $60, whatever. Great. How does that help you? What does that do for you? All right. Who's buying it? Who's selling it? It just tells me what the price of the stock is. And the first thing goes in your mind is, do I have money to buy it? Okay. Just because I bought a Starbucks coffee means that it's a good company? No, that doesn't make you money. And you don't even know. And even if it did, level 1 is not going to give you any indication, no, it's going up. Now, there is something called level 2 that came out. Now, does anybody here have level 2? Anyone have level 2? And if you do have level 2, how much are you paying for it? Every brokerage firm is now starting to offer level 2. All right. Well, guess what? You know what it's worth? 0. You know why? It's free. Does that make you money? No, that doesn't make you money. Level 2 doesn't make you. I mean, are you here for free stuff? Because listen, my father told me, you don't want anything for free. There's no free lunches out there. You just want a good deal. All right. And that right there is a very bad deal. That's basically been obsolete since the late 90s. Now, there is something called level 3. Now, does anybody here have level 3 quotes? Because that is what we're going to talk about right now. Level 3 quotes gives you over 20 times more data than level 2 does. All right, so a lot of you don't have it. No one here has level 3. Okay, now you're ready to kind of like fall off your and realize how blind we've been trading. Once again, what I'm about to show you right now is going to be quite disturbing. All right, and let me tell you, this is not the Fausto indicator, the Fausto style. This is how Wall Street trades. Okay, how do things go up and go down? Supply and demand. Those are the two things that drive the stock to go up. Buyers and sellers. So how do we see buyers and sellers? Well, some people said, well, if you had a seat on the exchange, you might, but that's not really true. You can with something, when I originally started trading, something that was called Instinet. Back then, I paid $2,000 a month for it. Now you can buy it for 15 bucks. Pretty cheap. So what are we looking for? Level 3 is going to show us the big block orders. Okay, you got 2 sections. You got the buy side right here, and you got the sell side right here. And the thing is that with that, you're looking for those big block orders. Because remember, you're not going to be trading 199,000 shares, 200,000 shares, 300,000 shares. Because if you did, you probably wouldn't be here, first of all. How many shares are you trading? 100, 300, maybe 1,000, depending on the price. There are people out there trading 300,000, 200,000. Do you think you're going to beat those guys? So that is what we're going to focus on. Now, does everyone here know how to read a chart? Well, D, we didn't get to that yet. How do we get level 3? I didn't get to that yet. Okay. That's going to still come at the end. That's where, just listen. I'm glad I got your attention. All right. So everybody here know how to read a chart? If you don't know how to read a chart, just let me know, because I'd rather you say yes or no. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. George, you know how to read charts? Okay. Mike, what about you? Bill, Jan, Jim, Mike, Julie, you guys know how to read charts? So funny. Everybody knows how to read charts. It's like the first thing everybody wants to know about. All right. So a chart is basically data that happened in the past, basically. That it's just saying where the stock traded in the past. But and sometimes the reason why we use it is to help us to see if it's indicative of the future. So, but what makes a chart get its data from? Time and sales, we're going to talk about next. But when we look at this, basically on this chart, we're focusing on, where support and resistance levels are. No, as a day trader, we do not use any indicators. We do not. The problem with indicators is that they're laggers. They'll work for swing trading. They work for options trading, long-term trading. It does not work for day trading. I can't make a split-second decision on an indicator. By that time, I'm chasing the stock. Okay, but once again, that's just how I was trained. Here, to be a day trader. So, but what I am looking at is orders. So let's look at this example right here. We're looking at a stock symbol ARWR. Okay. You see how the stock right here is trading at $18 at 9 o'clock this morning, and then it went all the way up. Let's take my pointer out here. I always like this little spotlight. There we go. So you guys can follow along. Okay. So you can see how the stock right here hit a support level, went up, hit a resistance, came back down to 18, never broke 18, and then went right back up all the way to 21, 30 minutes later. Think about that. $18 minus $21 is $3. On 1,000 shares in 30 minutes, that's $3,000. You do that every day, you're talking $750,000. Not bad for a day's pay. Now, that is what we're going to talk about later. The question is, why did it go up? Well, when you look over here, you had buyers, 200 shares at 18.27, 300, one share at 18.21. That could be probably one of us out there. But the thing is, when you work all the way down to 18, bam, that's 129,000 shares. You're like, okay, obviously somebody wants to buy it, right? So understand something. These are all limit orders. These ain't fake orders. These are real orders. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to invite all of you guys to come in my trading room, and we'll look for a 129,000 share order. And then what we'll use your account, and we'll test it. We'll see how real it is. All right? You're damn right. That's a lot of buy orders right there. Okay. So let's continue of what we call a resistance levels. What resists the stock from going higher? Sellers. Okay? When you really think about it, it's almost like this is like the third grade. It's like, it's like some of us don't realize that trading is not as complicated as people make it today. We all know things go up and down due to supply and demand. But when you look at this, you're looking at these orders like, wow, look at the stock. It went from 1980 and went all the way to 2050. And how many times do you go sit there and you stare yourself, why in the hell is the stock not going higher? What is stopping the stock from going up? Well, did you see the 100,000 share sellers sitting at 2050? You know that those orders are out there. You just got to ask yourself, who trained you how to do it? And not too many of you have. So what I do with my traders, ladies and gentlemen, is we're looking for these orders. By the way, there's no indicator out there that can do it. I've worked with some of the best traders, brokerage firms in the industry. They can't, you can't see these algorithms and these high frequency trades, what they basically called. So what we do is we scan for them. We look for them, and when we find them, we all just trade together. And we just follow that guy's lead. You guys ready for a little beta test? Ready to have a little fun? Okay, let's look at this chart right here. Very quick, instantaneous, no analyzing. What do you think the stock is doing? Going up or going down? What do you think? Up or down? Dean says down. Bill says down. If you don't know the answer, give me a question mark. Vito, what about you? Tom, Todd, what about you? Bill, what do you guys think? Jerry, I didn't hear from you. It's going down. You can't tell. You can't tell. It's going down. I mean, it's not a trick question. Okay? You see how some of us are thinking more than reacting, that is a bad trader, which is okay. That's why we're here. It's going down. It's going down. I mean, that's basically that's all I'm asking you. Okay. Now, how many of you guys have been in a position that's going down and don't have a game plan knowing where it's going to bounce? How many of you here are looking for the support level? Say, okay, my God, this thing's going to 1690. Is it going to go down to 0? It could happen. But where is it going to bounce? When is it going to stop? Well, what do we need? We need buyers. And we look here on the level 3. If you notice on the stock, fortunately, we have a 23,000 share buyer sitting at 1650. Okay? So in theory, what do you think the stock's going to do when it gets to 1650? It's going to probably go up. Because two things in order to have to happen for that stock to go lower. Number one, someone has to execute him and sell it to him. Or two, he might change his mind. But don't try to analyze and try to, this ain't chess, okay? Because I get people like saying, well, how do you know he's not covering a short? How do you know? Does it matter? There's a 23,000 share seller or buyer out there. What does it matter what he's covering? If he's buying it for the CEO of the company, who cares? It's a real order out there. Because by the time you analyze that thing, you're probably going to chase it 20 cents later and pay another $200 for it. Is that what you want? Here, let's look at this one. Where do you see, where's the stock's support level on this one? Where would you think support levels would be on this stock right here? Without using a chart, without using an indicator, without using all that fancy, crystal ball stuff, where do you think, looking at all the sellers out here, where do you think the stock is probably going to hit support levels? Well, how do we know where support levels are, everybody? Buyers. Where do you see the most significant buyer? Phil says 19. Brett says 19. Juan says 19. Wow, so holy cow. Am I a genius? Or are you guys just figuring this stuff out? If you said 19, you know what? Give that trader a cigar. 19, you got 93,000 share sellers out there. Well, you know what? Why don't we go look at the chart really quick and let's see what happens when you got a seller at 19. Look what happened to this stock. It started where we usually trade in pre-market at 9:30. It's where we actually make most of our money. Let me get my crayon out here. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, so this is where we make most of our money. It goes from $17.80 to $19. Usually we're done right here. But some people, you could see, stock's still being moved, but the goal is look how many times it hit 19 and it never wanted to break 19. From 9:30 all the way to 11 o'clock, it hit it, it went down to 1840. Hit it 19, went down to 1880. Hit it, went back down. I mean, why would this stock have such a tough time breaking 19? Because Mr. Fibonacci said so? Because Mr. RSI said so? No, because there's a 93,000 share seller out there. Do you need anything else to kind of spill it out and tell you where it is? Because look what happened. As the day went on, after 11 o'clock, if you were still hoping and wishing and saying, you know what, I didn't make enough money, it's got to go up, everything, I got all these crazy things that are telling me it's going to go up. Well, guess what? In a matter of 30 minutes, by the way, use a 30-minute chart. Let's see how that works out for you. But in 30 minutes, it goes from 19 down to 1820. Boom, you just lost 80 cents. 80 cents on 1,000 shares, $800. How are you going to make a career doing that? All because you didn't see the big order out there. All because you thought you were smarter than that guy. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I started trading, if you listened to me carefully earlier, I was a huge failure because I was a self-taught individual. I didn't know this technology existed. I didn't know you can go out there and use this stuff. What I did know is that my friend was driving a brand new Ferrari Testarossa at the age of 21, and I'm like, oh, this guy's got to be, parents got to be loaded. No, he made it. How did he make this money? Oh, I'm in the trading business. Did you guys hear on TV just yesterday, the most expensive house was sold in Manhattan, New York? 4 floors, $260 million. What in the hell you need a $260 million? You got to be beyond more than a billionaire. $263 million. You know who bought it? A hedge fund guy. Listen, everybody, you might hate him, but I bet you wish you could be one to buy a $260 million house. I mean, hell, he must have made a lot of money. Where they make it? Right here where you're watching it. And why are they successful and a lot of traders aren't? Because everybody's looking for free stuff. Everybody's looking for an edge. You know what? There's no edge, ladies and gentlemen. What it is what it is. You got to look at the data. And that's where it comes in. Let me see. Mo says, isn't it 100,000 shares can be displayed as 100 to the right? How do you determine which is fake? We didn't get to that yet. We're going to get to that. I'm glad you guys are thinking outside the box. All right. So let me move on here because I got a few more things I want to cover. Okay. Now what I'm covering is this is basically just first grade, trading. This is like trading beginner 101. I'd rather buy an island than one house in New York City. Listen, I agree with you, Tom, but the point is who bought the house? You understand? That's what it comes down to it. My point is not spending the money. It's a hedge fund guy. Like you're wondering like how much money these people make. That's why we're in this industry. How many of you guys are sick and tired making those people rich? How many times you're sick and tired wondering, not realizing that, wow, you know what? They show me 10%, a year. I'm doing great. And then all of a sudden you look at it and be like, wait a minute. I can make 10% a day. Why would I want a 10% a year? That sounds like a bad deal. And that's why you guys are here. You're here to get that edge, to find that mentor, to do this stuff. And I'm telling you what you're doing wrong. So what do we call these at Cyber Trade University? We call them iceberg orders. That's what basically are. Now, why do I call them iceberg orders? Because the amateurs, look at what's on top. They don't want to buy the radar to see what's on the bottom. Remember, it didn't work too well for the Titanic. So the thing is, if you don't know what's underneath, you're going to crash and sink and die. And that's what happens to people. Now, what do other traders do? Why do traders fail again? Let me just reiterate this again. Because they focus too much on indicators. They subscribe to newsletters. They buy overpriced software. They don't even know how to use it. They mix their investing with their swing trading. Now, listen, there's some good platforms out there. I'm not going to knock them. But it also depends on what kind of trader you are. As a day trader, okay, which is I'm in and out the same day. I probably work an hour a day. That's all I do. I trade the most volatile times, the first hour. And if I need to, maybe I'll trade the last, depending on how nice it is, because I got a couple of hobbies I like to do. I like to do some fishing. I like to do some gardening. When you get older, you know how it is, guys. So maybe spend more time with my kids, instead of getting stressed out, working 8-10 hours a day. I'm not interested in that. I'm telling you, trading is the greatest job in the world. But you got to know what you need and what you don't need. And it's good to try a little bit of everything, but you don't need everything. Now, one of you came up earlier. I think Mo just said this. He goes, "How do you know if these are fake orders?" Okay, let's talk about that now. Well, the thing is this. Any of you guys know how to use time and sales? Time and sales window. Okay, so the time and sales window you could use towards any type of trading. Every platform, futures, forex, everything has that. So the time and sales. Let me just reiterate. And tell you that explain to you what it is. This is the confirmation of a transaction that took place between two people. So if you and I went out there and bought a stock, you were the buyer, I was the seller. Depending on where the transaction took place on the bid and offer, it will come up in red or green. Now, how do we utilize this data? Well, you know what? If the sellers are getting, if buyers are getting executed, people are buying it, you'll get a lot of greens. If people are selling it, you'll get a lot of reds. And with that, you'll just know exactly just reading the tape. This is what tape reading is all about. Just look at the tape. A lot of green, 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 green. What do you think? When you're getting a lot of transactions going off on the offer, what do you think the stock's going to do? I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist for that. Here I'm showing you Roku. The stock goes from 35 in one day to 43. Holy cow! Is that fun or what? By the way, look here in pre-mark. This is where we do most of our trades right there. 8:39. Stock goes from 35 to 37. You could be just done right there alone. It's not even 9:30 yet. Yeah, so what? It went to 42. Can't go broke taking profits, right? 35 to 37. Buy 1,000 shares of that. Make $2,000. It's $500,000 a year. Who doesn't want that job? So, but getting back to how to read the tape, just got to use the time and sales properly. Red, red, red. Look at all these transactions. 13,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 3,000, 3,800. I mean, and look at the stock just trending down. These are all my traders in the room. Norman made 40 cents on the short. Benito made 25 cents. Nancy made 25 cents. John B made 24 cents. By the way, one thing I do want to tell you guys, one of the rules that with my traders, when we trade together, our rule is we don't brag how much money we make. And we do that because we don't want to discourage new traders to think like they can't compete. So we just talk about points, just to let you know. All right. Now, regarding about the finding the dark pools, now if you go to Investopedia, dark pools are not available to the trading public. Okay, that's basically what a dark pool is. But people says, oh, but what about the dark pools? Ooh, dark pools. I feel like I'm something out of Darth Vader or something like that. See, the dark pools. Listen, this is like the least of your problems. All right, when it comes to dark pools. Dark pools basically is just an order that was done within a brokerage firm. They crossed the trade. And you know what? You could see them in time and sales like this one. You see a 440,000 share trade went off. And boom, now the stock went down. So 35.75 down to 35.25. Why did it go down? Somebody did a big order out there to get out of that position. So sometimes you see these big iceberg orders out there or these big dark pools, and that could kind of influence. But I can tell you that is not our number one goal here at Cyber Trading. Our goal is to find those big iceberg orders out there, not the big dark pools. So, did anyone learn anything so far? Man, time flies, huh? We're already at it's already 2:40. MP, you learned a lot? Good. Now, you got to understand something, everyone. I can't teach you how to make money in an hour. All my goal is just to spark your interest, to make you guys realize what is the real truth about day trading. What is it all about? Do people really make money doing it? How to do it properly. You hear so many different philosophies behind it. Well, if you read any of the old books, I'm one of the original Souls Bandits. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sue. Very impressed. I appreciate it. I really love what I do. You know why I love my job so much? Because I hate seeing people lose money. There's so much scrutiny out there of people just sitting there and just they bash it and they says, oh, you can't make money. You're going to lose all your money doing this. You're out of your mind. Oh, I tried it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And my big thing is I ask people, I said, well, who trained you? Who really trained you? And most people say, oh, what does that mean? Someone's got to train me? Come on, guys. Would you let somebody do brain surgery on your loved ones and never went to med school? Seriously. How about this? Would you give your money to a mutual fund that never knew finance? So, let's not sound like a bunch of hypocrites. You want to know the truth? That's why you're here on a Saturday. And sometimes the truth is not, fun to hear. But let me tell you something. It's a lot of fun and it's a great job. And you know that. You know that. You just got to find the right person that you feel comfortable that's going to teach you how to do it. Because you don't need to make a lot of money to make this worth to be fun. Well, Sue, give me a minute, all right? Because what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite all of you to come in my trading room, every one of you, okay? And I'm going to tell you where to sign up. But listen, I don't want to waste your time. Especially, I don't want you to waste my time or my staff time. We got great presenters here. I'm here for the reason for being there. And by the way, Vanessa, I'm glad that you saw me yesterday on Wealth 360. I do events for all the top, summit companies and trade companies. And, there's people from all, and, sometimes it takes you maybe 5 to 7 times before you realize, man, this guy's on every station. He's endorsed by every brokerage firm. He's obviously doing something right. Because you got to remember something, brokerage firms don't like you to lose money. If you blow up your account, you're never going to, you'll never make that money back. Sue, you registered yesterday with the Wealth 365? Great, look forward to it. And by the way, we're going to talk to everyone else about, there's some people here that know about it. So I'm glad that you signed up. I'm glad you all signed up yesterday. But there are a lot of people here that know anything about it. So that's why we kind of do a little bit more of a roadshow. So anyway, guys, look at the numbers really here. Focus on making a day's pay. You trade $1, okay, on 250 shares, $250. There's $50,000 a year. You trade $1, 500 shares, 500. I mean, you don't need to make a lot of money to make this a very successful career. But everyone's always worried about, oh, what the hell's 50 cents? Oh, I got to make like $3, $4. You know what? How many of you really took a $3, $4 profit out of all the trades? Have you journaled and checked it out? You probably would have been better just taking small lots and hitting base hits than always then trying to hit home runs all the time. So this is basically what I'm looking to do, everyone. I want you to come to my original trading room that I started 25 years ago. And I want you to, the most important thing that I want you to monitor is I want you to watch the traders in the room, the students that we've trained. Watch how they interact with each other. Watch how they trade with each other. You'll notice I don't tell people what to buy and sell. First of all, it's illegal. You can't do that unless you're registered. And number two, it doesn't make you money. Okay, what makes you money is, can we teach you to make money? The only way you're going to know that is you got to see the traders in the room and see it. And because let me tell you, I told you this earlier, I can't teach you how to make money in an hour. I can just spark the interest. Okay, now you want to see this really come to fruition? Do you want to see that are these real orders and not fake orders, which some of you are questioning me on? And that's great. And you should challenge me on it. And I should prove it to you. Because once I do, then you're going to make a decision if trading's for you or not. Because let me tell you this, and every presenter here is going to tell you this. I know everybody wants to trade. Doesn't mean you should. This ain't for everybody. And that's okay. That's okay. But you got to know what it's all about first. A lot of you guys make things more complicated. A lot of you guys are so, I can't even tell you how many people listen, I have my own book. And people are like, oh, Fausto, I love your book. It was a great book. Great, no problem. Are you part of my team? Oh, I'm still reading more books. Okay, let me know how that works out for you. You can read them all day long. You'll learn more risking $50 than buying a $50 book. But come in the trading room. I'm going to tell you all how to get in there. And the most important thing you guys got to monitor is that we trade in pre-market. That's where most of the money we make. Before all the amateurs start coming in with their orders, we're trading with the brokerage firms because they have all these orders and they got to fill them and they want to sell them to the people before, once the market opens up. So they got to buy it cheaper. We're just following their lead. Some of you guys like, oh, what does these gaps mean? How do these stocks trade in pre-market? I'm going to cover all that stuff. So you want to see stocks like, I don't know if you follow me on YouTube or whatever, but MBOT, 238%, you know, in one day. Look at this guy. Neil made 52 cents. Ken, 43 cents. David G made $1. But these are all chats from my traders in the room. There's a lot of stocks out there. And there's a lot of money to be made. You just got to be patient. And you all got to go out there and see what it's all about. So this is what I want you to do. Let me mentor you. Let me give you about a week. Let me show you a little bit about how trading works. By the way, this is a Photoshop. This is a photo of me doing a presentation in Charles Schwab. They wanted me to do a presentation teaching their platform. So once again, they wouldn't put me there if they thought that I was losing people money more than anything. But see what the truth is, because you all know with trading, you can spend more time with your family. You could do things you always want to enjoy in life, but you're too busy because you got to work. We always got to make money. But the most important thing I want to let you guys know, see why CyberTrade University has been endorsed and featured in the past 25 years for more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. Companies like Tastyworks, eSignal, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Tasty Trade, Metastock, Ninja Trader, TradeStation, Wiley have wrote a book. See why they do. Because let me tell you guys, they don't go out there and would never endorse somebody because they have too much to lose. So see why they're there and why we're doing so many events out there, because they know if you knew how to trade, you'll be a client theirs forever. I personally only trade stocks, but once again, you got great presenters here that teach Forex, futures, everything else. But everybody here should try a little bit of everything. But listen, if you really want to know the truth about stock trading, this is what I'm going to offer everybody. So let's get right to it. I'm not looking to sell a $1,000 product, guys. I know that if you made money, you would pay for it, okay? But this is what I'm looking to do. I'm asking for $7, okay? And the reason I'm asking for $7 is this. I just need to know if you're a real person. And for $7 is what you're going to get. You're going to get the Cyber Group trading room for a week. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings. You're going to get a morning and afternoon watch list. You're going to get your own personal education advisor. You're going to get live Q&A answers. All right. I mean, we have a huge army of traders, crew at CyberTrade University here in New York. So you're not going to be talking to some answering service or anything like that. You're going to talk to a real person. You're going to call our headquarters, and you're going to see our staff and talk to them and interact with them, not go through voicemail or anything like that. Because the thing is this, we're looking for people we could train so we could all make money together. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And guess what? For $7, this is what I'm going to do. Honestly, guys, I really don't need you $7. It just tells me if you're a real person. That's it. So, you know, I know you like Forex. I know you like options, but why don't you find out what day trading is all about? You might like this better, you know, or just know you want to know the truth. What do you have to lose? It's $7. That's it. And this is as a bonus. This is what I'll do for you. I'm going to throw this in there as a bonus. If you're the first 20 people that register right now, I'll even give you a free coaching class. I'll even talk to you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Fausto, why, if a guy makes so much money, does 25 years, why would you even talk to me? Why would I waste my time with you? I'll tell you why. Because if you're serious about this, I'm going to interview you and I'm going to see if you qualify to be part of the team. Because this is like a sport. You just don't put anyone in your room. If we did that, I would have 2,000-3,000 traders in my room. I'm not looking for 2,000-3,000 traders. All right. I'm looking for people I can teach, train, and we can trade together. But first, I need to know if you're a real person. So find out the real truth. And let me just give you the link really quick. Hold on. Let me just go to my website. What is the annual fee? Listen, can I ask you an honest question? The annual fee. All right. If I taught you to make $100,000 and you made the $100,000, are you going to have a problem paying an annual fee? You made 100 grand. You made $250,000. Do you care about an annual fee right now? You know what you have to worry about? Lay out $7 and go from there. So if you go to our website, and let me just go here where it says tape reading up on top and get the link for you. So let me put this in there in the chat, and I think this probably would work. Hopefully I got it right. So if you just click on that link, ladies and gentlemen, you could register. All right, so I got about 3-4 minutes left before we're going to pass our next presenter. Does anyone have any questions about, about Cybertrade University, about the $7 or whatever, how it works or whatever? Listen, to book your appointment, it's going to take you, like I said, we don't, probably more towards the end of the week. But we like to see you guys to start on Monday, because we want you to see what happens from Monday to Friday, so you get an idea what trading is about. And plus, there's a couple of videos we need you to watch so you understand the language. Okay? You need to know how to speak trading language. It's not that hard. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? All right. So anyway, that's the promotion I'm looking to give everybody. Try it out. You got nothing to lose. After 7 days, if you want your money back, you could have it. It doesn't hurt. I lose more money if you dispute the charge. So please don't do that. Just tell me you want to cancel. But go out there, try it. You really want to know what day trading is about. You want to learn how to follow level 3. You want to know how to trade in pre-market. You want to know what this whole thing about high frequency trades, dark pools, shakes, finding stocks to trade in the market, learn how to trade with others, take a shot. You have nothing to lose. All right, guys. So anyway, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone being here on Saturday. I know it's I don't know, obviously it's where we're going. It's cold here in New York, so it's not bad spending a day. It's best time to learn. So go out there, try it out, and then we'll go from there.